Hey, my beautiful bitches, it's me, Fiona St. James, and welcome to another episode of Fiona's Coffee Talks. And as always, I like to start off every day with a fresh, hot, black cup of coffee. Hold the cream! I'd love to. And of course, I think of my favorite quote of the century by Oscar Wilde, which says, "Life is too important to be taken seriously, so lighten up, folks." So today's topic is, drumroll please, Fierce Annual Events Part 3. Yay! Okay, so part one was the overview. Part two was about IML, International Mr. Leather. But before I even tell you what this is about, I realized, because I just finished filming part two, when I had my list of the 8 parts for that this series will be, like I had written them, but then I didn't have my glasses on, and I didn't realize that next to each topic was a number because I wanted to do it in chronological order of the oldest to the newest. So, but that didn't happen. So this part 3 is, drumroll please, Pantheon, which was this leather event. And you're going to see part 4 is going to be about another leather thing. But these 3 things, IML was May of 2003. This one was February of 2003. And then LLC, which is Leather Leadership Conference, was April of 2003. So you're going to see as you watch the series that, the rest of it I'm trying to do like in the order that it should have been, but the order is a little off. So I apologize for them. I'm usually better about that. But I realized that after I filmed the last video, and I was like, you know what? Deal with it. I'll deal with it. I know I'm OCD and I tend to be a perfectionist, but that's not going to bother me. So on to the topic in the story. So Pantheon, it's another leather event that also took place in Chicago that year. And the thing with that is, like, as opposed to IML, which was like an actual like contest, this was more like of an awards thing. So what they did was, it was like different people would be nominated and they had different categories, like, best leather male, best leather female, best like whatever, best leather bar. So, and my understanding, because I was looking it up on the website, because it's been like 21 years, and I'm like, girl, I remember last month, let alone 21 years ago. So I had to do my little bit of research. So I know that there was like 35 different categories, and each one was given an award. So, but like each category also had a number of nominees, not just like 3 or 4, but like 20, 15, 30, depending on what the category was. And it was also like a weekend conference kind of thing. So it's incredible because, as I said in my previous video on IML, it's a way to bring the community together from, as opposed to just like having your community within your state, or at least it's like from all over the nation. So it's a great way to like, meet your leather kinfolk. It's just like, with the Imperial Court of New York and the whole fundraising drag queen thing, there's chapters all over the nation. So like at a coronation, you have people from everywhere. So, I always say that has a sense of brotherhood or sisterhood. This, same thing, because there's male and female. So that weekend, apart from the actual like award ceremony where they announce the winner and you will go up there and get your plaque or whatever and have your moment at the podium and say what you give your thanks and all of that stuff. It was also like other events and different parties and a way to socialize. And there's always like a meet and greet. So I went with my friend Bunnies again. Hey, Bunnies. And I believe we got there like on a Thursday and we stayed till Monday. And traditionally the events are, it's always like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes they have something happening on a Thursday, but traditionally like Friday's always the meet and greet. And now, when we went in February, they say that Chicago is the windy city. Honey, they are not lying. I had only been to Chicago one other time, decades before that. Well, maybe not decades, but 10, 12 years before that. But that year that I went, of course, I had on my leather. And I remember there was just one day that it was so cold. It was beyond cold. It was freezing. I think the temperature was like 8 degrees. And I was like, in my cute little leather outfit and my leather chaps. And, I tend to, when I wear my leather chaps, I tend to like, not wear anything, well, my codpiece that covers the front, but, with your chaps, of course, my ass would be bare. And I just remember saying that the cold was like that biting. It was so like frigid cold. And then leather, of course, gets really cold. So here I am, half naked. And 21 years ago, I was probably, well, not, I was going to say probably younger. No, not probably. I was younger. I was maybe a little thinner. Not that I'm heavy set now, but I was even thinner back then. So I didn't have a lot of meat on my bones. And this weather was a lot. But what I do remember was that all of the different things that were happening and the different awards and award ceremonies and the different social gatherings. And it was just incredible and this wonderful sense of brotherhood. Now, it's interesting, too, when I looked it up, Pantheon, it was called, I was noticing that like the years that it listed, like from when it started, and like IML is still going on. I'm not sure about Pantheon because everything that I saw made it seem like the ending date was 2019. I could be wrong. I should have done a little more research, but I was trying to figure out, is it, I guess I could have put, is it still happening? But I didn't. So that could be a little assignment if you're interested in knowing that. But I mean, there are other leather things too, Mid-Atlantic Leather, LLC, that's not necessarily, it's a leather event, but it's not like a contest where like you pick a winner. That's going to be the next video. But Pantheon, of the three things that I did, that was the first one that I went to because, as I said, they were all 2003. This one was February. And even though in my New York City, where I live, the Eagle, this, that, and I've been to like the Mr. Eagle, New York City, and I've been to like leather events, Folsom Street East, all that good stuff. And I've been to Folsom Street in San Francisco. I had never been to something that was, an awards thing or a contest like IML is. Well, Mr. Eagle, yes. But anyway, I digress. So again, my takeaway from all of this, and I hope it's your takeaway as well, is, if you have a community and you guys are doing good work and fundraising and this and that, you should, of course, you always have some kind of leader and representative. And that this whole leather world is no different than a drag queen pageant world or like Miss Universe or this or that. You represent, you do community service, you speak and Q&As and and it's all in the name of brotherhood and sense of community and fundraising and all of that. So and why not? And it's a wonderful way to travel, meet people. And so there's the social aspect of it, which is incredible as well. And who don't love Chicago, right? I've always said, like, you got California here, you have New York here, and then Chicago. I wouldn't even say Illinois, Chicago itself. And that's where I would want to be. Actually, New Orleans as well is kind of fierce. So, all right, guys. But my experience there was wonderful. Maybe you guys have been there. If any of you have, like, write in the notes, did you like it? And maybe like look up. I'll look it up too, and I'll put it in the notes after the fact if it's still happening or not, because now I have my own curiosity sparked. All right, guys, don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe if you have not. I'm sure you have, otherwise you probably wouldn't be watching this. Tell your friends to subscribe, free to do so as you know, and you can read about this event and all the other things that I've done in my self-published memoirs, The Life and Crimes of Fiona St. James. If you go to FionaSt.James.com, the Saint is not spelled out. It's S-T, no period after the T. That's so you can order this. Only $14.95, and I autograph it, mail it out to you. I personalize it, all that good stuff. So thanks again for being here with me, and I will see you guys soon. Love you.